Our first speaker is Joe. Joe today is working on his presentation mastery, writing a speech with purpose. Joe recently found permaculture, a way to design landscapes more in tune with Mother Nature. He's been practicing permaculture for years, but didn't know that it had a name put to it. Given the culture of conventional farming, call it industrial farming, we are in an unsustainable future. We need to change the paradigm. Joe's advocating to bring local sustainability to Colorado Springs. You can find more at peachwater.com. Peacheswater.com. Please help me welcome Joe.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters. What is Greywater? Greywater is gently used water that likely touched soap or some cleaning area. It's often from your laundry. It can be from your shower or your bathroom sink. It's non-potable water, so this is water that we can't drink, but has many other uses. Some of the types of gray water that you might find in your house beyond the normal bath and laundry are reusing that water in your toilets. You can take this gray water that's produced from your laundry machine and from your shower, put it into a basic filtered system, add chlorine and purple dye, and now I can put it into my toilet. I don't have to use potable water in my toilet any longer. If we're looking at a larger scale, we can create neighborhoods that dump all of their gray water into a community pond, into a community field, place where reeds can grow, plants can take those chemicals in the water, that soap generally, and decompose it. Make that water clean again so that we don't need the filters and the things that we would do normally in our own home. Now we can take that clean water and irrigate our plants. So one more point to make is fire mitigation. Fire mitigation can also be used with water from a gray water system. In rural areas, we can dump all of this shower water and laundry water into a pond, into a tank, a metal tank, and use that in case of fire. So that is just set aside for emergency use only. Why do we care? Cultivating happiness, if you ask me. I can create shade in my yard by watering my trees, watering my shrubs. I can create beauty by growing flowers with this gray water. When we use soaps that are naturally decomposing, we can put this into our yards and into our landscapes without risk or harm to any of these plants. Sometimes we can even grow food with that. Not necessarily potatoes or carrots or something touching the ground, but certainly we could grow beans or corn with this type of thing. For me personally, I have fruit trees. I have the peach tree, I have apple trees, I have apricot trees, and I love to feed my trees with gray water. It produces shade, which gives me happiness to sit in underneath during the summer months. It produces humidity, which is great for all because of the evaporative transpiration that happens when the water gets into the roots of the tree, moves up the trunk and into the leaves. This is a sort of transpiring water into the air, creating humidity for everybody to feel a little bit more comfortable. Colorado is a semi-arid climate. We need all the moisture that we can get. We need to cultivate water reuse in Colorado Springs. Most of the state has regulations for water reuse. Colorado Springs does not. Colorado Springs opted out in January 1st of this year, supposedly because they already have a really nice implementation of water reuse at the CSU utilities level. It doesn't help me out because all of their clients are parks and larger facilities. But me personally, in my yard, if we were to go through a drought, I would have brown landscape, brown trees, brown shrubs. Depending on how long this drought lasts, my trees will start to suffer. With Greywater, especially on a laundry machine, I now have a watering schedule. Every time I do laundry, my trees get watered. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to put a reminder to go water your trees. It automatically happens. So why doesn't CSU want to do this? As I said, they already have a reuse program. They also stated that it's an expensive and costly retrofit. I disagree. For hundreds, maybe $1,000, you can have a laundry to landscape system in your home. Maybe Colorado Springs Utilities is worried about the return flow. Maybe they require a certain amount of water to come through to the sewers. 50% of our water as a resident is for irrigating our landscapes. Many have turf lawns, which requires the most amount of water. Some have water-wise landscapes, which have the least amount of water. When I'm watering my landscape, this water is not returned to the utilities. Therefore, if I were to use Greywater to water my plants, this water is water that I don't have to buy. This water is water that I don't need to already bring into my home. I'm simply reusing it. Now, CSU might be concerned they're not going to be making a lot of money because I'm reusing my water. Well, this is for the greater good. This is to keep our landscapes healthy and to keep our happiness. It's to cultivate residents' happiness and looking outside of the box for solutions to drought and the Colorado Compact. Greywater is for conservation. Greywater is safe and effective. I encourage everyone to look into that more and check out peacheswater.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Excellent. So you said that you're doing the Greywater watering, or you used to be?